Welcome to the Apply Rigor podcast. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I see you kept your Argyle socks on for the new year. Just worn right through Christmas.
Well, you know, I struggle the week after Christmas to turn off the Christmas music, and so this is just like the Christmas hangover socks. So they had to come back at least one more time. I might bring them out again when we get to St. Patrick's Day.
I love them. I love those socks. Do you drink green beer too on St. Patrick's Day?
It has been rumored that I do. Allegedly.
Happy New Year. I'm just going to hit you with this real quick. Success is never final and failure is never fatal. It's your courage that both counts. Winston Churchill.
That's right.
So, it's a new year. We set our New Year's resolutions. You know, we know that only 40% of you actually set them. 8% actually achieve them. And 80% of them fail by February. So you're in a good place. How you feel right now?
Well done, everyone.
Yes.
Well played.
New year.
Give you a gold star for 8% of you. And 8% of me. I'm probably right there with you.
So we're going to talk about setting yourself up for success today.
That's right.
And how do we get out of this New Year's resolution garbage, right? How do we really set it up for success?
Yeah. How do we beat the trend?
How do we beat the trend, Dave?
That's right.
Let's
how do we beat the trend? You know, there's a quote in a book called The Principle of the Path by Andy Stanley that has been just all over me the last couple months, and I want to share it with you. And it's this idea. Ready? Here we go. Direction, not intention, determines your destination.
Say it again.
Direction, not intention, determines your destination. Let me illustrate, okay?
Yes.
So let's say, everybody, you live here where we live in the Raleigh-Durham area, okay? And we all said, all right, we're going to hang out down in Florida. We're going to go to Disney World. We're going to have a great time, right? Just like the quarterbacks say at the end of the Super Bowl, man, I'm going to Disney World. And so we get in the car, we head on out, and to get to Disney World from here, we got to take I-40 to I-95. And 95, for a lot of you guys know, goes north and south. And so we get to 95, and we go north. Now, we intended to go to Disney World, but we took a big left turn, and we're going north into the northeast. Now, will we ever get to Disney World? No, we never will. All right? And that's the same idea where we have intentions, and this is where this whole thing comes into play with a New Year's resolution. We intend to do something. We intend to lose weight. We intend to eat better. We intend to spend more time with people. We intend to have a more disciplined schedule. All these things we intend to do. But if we don't change our actual direction, if we don't make the change in our life that we have to make in order to do that, we'll never get to our destination. And I'm telling you right now, if you're setting these types of New Year's resolutions, look at the metaphor I just used. I promise you, 8% of you will make it to Disney World. 92% of you will make it to Colorado, California, Oregon, Canada, Maine, Vermont, Ohio, and so on and so forth. You're never going to get there. You're never going to get there. And it bothers people so much. But for some reason, now 40% of us still think, well, it's January 1st. I need to try this again. And that's where our intention starts high. But then we don't know how to make ourselves, or not only, we don't know how to create discipline, we don't know how to create focus to figure out, how do I get there?
All right, so let's slow it down for a second. I go to school, I get good grades, I get a job, I get a mortgage, I'm doing I got cars, I got what am I, how do I change, Dave? This isn't working, what do I do?
Well, here's the problem. We come up with, we have an intention, and an intention a lot of times is an emotion. And emotions come and they go. And so let's say we're driving home from work and we're like, dang it, I hate feeling this way. I'm going to do something different. And so we come up with this idea, it's an emotion, and before we know it, when it's actually time to do something, that emotion starts to waste away, and we don't really change. It's that same feeling that, if you're going to eat a certain way and you go into Chick-fil-A, you got to make different decisions. You can't get the number one every time, my friend. You can't do it. You can't get the waffle fries every time. You're going to have to.
I love the waffle fries, dude. A little bit of mayonnaise. It's delicious.
Well, that's semi-Canadian of you. If we could actually put a little vinegar in there, too, you'd really be Canadian. But the idea is that you actually have to change. You're going to have to get the superfood side, man. And so.
But it's so comfortable getting that.
It is. It's comfortable.
It's easy.
It's what we know. there's actually a psychological, benefit we're looking for when we eat that comfort food or do whatever. But at the end of the day, we've got to actually, the first step of discipline is taking the time to create it. Okay? That's the first step. And so whenever you get this intention, when you're in your car, you're at lunch or whatever, the first thing you got to do is figure out how. How are we going to do this? What are the steps we're going to take? And I don't think it's a 20-page plan. All right? Let's start simple. Use the notes part of your phone or a 3x5 card. So I just covered everybody, whether you like technology or you hate it. Okay? Make 3 steps. Okay? So if I want to get healthier, I'm going to eat better. Here are the things I'm going to eat. And then, I'm going to go to the gym these days. But on top of that, you need to be able to share that with somebody so that they can help hold you accountable. That's a big thing that we don't like in our culture today because we all want to be in control. And we can all make excuses up and down all day about why we don't do stuff. But ultimately, we need somebody to tell that we're going to do something so they can ask us the question.
So you're saying write it down,
Yes.
regardless on notepad or whatever phone. Write it down and do it.
Write it down, share it with somebody, and then do it. That's kind of your 3-prong attack.
Yeah. So what I love to talk about there is vision, right? Like having a short, portable, easy to understand, memorable, inspiring statement that helps you have a North Star for your life.
Yes.
And you're going to change. I mean, statistically, you're probably going to change from a task-driven culture, right, to a more purpose-driven culture. So now it's going to be more about fulfilling your calling, feeling fulfilled, having some level of self-actualization of what I'm doing, not just checking the box.
Right, but as we talk about, right, vision, limbic system, emotions, right, is we need that vision to be the fuel in the tank to take us where we got to go.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, guys. If you're going to write down those steps, the first thing you write on top of that card, okay, or on top of that notes page is your vision. So everything starts there.
Mm-hmm.
So you read what your vision is. And if you don't have a personal vision for your life, you need to get one, okay? I've written stuff on my website about how to establish a personal vision, davidbennett.tv. I know you've written stuff on yours about how to establish a personal vision. There's more than enough resources to figure out how to do it. If you need help, we can help you. But the bottom line is you need that vision, as you said, that North Star to say it starts here. This is why we're doing it and how it makes the world better and what we've got to be able to accomplish that's memorable and portable, easy to understand. But when you have that vision at the top of the page instead of the bottom of the page, that emotion that you're tied to will fuel you as you go through, because the intention is an emotional part too. But as those begin to plug into the vision, you then just follow the steps. It's like we say, right? Plan the work the plan.
Mm-hmm.
You don't vary off to the side. Stay focused, and what you'll find is when you get to February, is it going to be hard? Heck yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be really difficult, and you're going to quit every step along the way. But if you stay focused, someone's asking you questions, and you're going forward with that, what you're going to find is you will begin to migrate into that 8%. And imagine what life would be like if we could even double that number, or even kind of do the 80-20, right? Where if we had 20% of the New Year's resolutions that people set, or the goals they set for their life, when at whatever time of the year, if 20% of the U.S. population were able to accomplish that, do you think the world would be different? I promise you it would be.
Yeah. So as we land a plane here, just want to encourage you not to chase people, power, and possessions. Chase fulfillment in what God's called you to do, and you'll feel like $1 million. You might have to take a little bit of step back financially, but you're going to feel like you're living a life of fulfillment, which is different than a task-driven world, which chases the people, power, and possessions.
That's right. But start the year off strong. Do it right. Now you have the motivation, that little bit of hope, that belief that change is possible in the month of January. Grab onto it and use it.
Success is never final, and failure is never fatal. It's your courage through both that counts. Winston Churchill. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.